Welcome to Gardenscapes, basically. So this game just got released a few days ago, and a lot of people are already talking about it. And the reason why it's been talked so much is because how different Plants vs Zombies 3 is compared to Plants vs Zombies 2 and Plants vs Zombies 1. And since I've been playing this game for like a few days now, as you can see, I'm playing level 71 right now. I wanted to to share my thoughts on it, if it's really as bad as people say it is, or if this game is actually kind of fun and you can like download it for your own fun, for your own free time. So to answer like if it's a good game or not, first of all, I guess we should focus on like the main question, which is this a good game in general? Like if we don't like compare this to like previous games, we don't like see the previous games and all, like is this like generally a good game? And to be honest, it is for me, in my opinion, it is kind of fun. It's like a puzzle. It's more the game is advertised to be like a more puzzle solving game, to be honest, it still has like the whole Plants vs Zombies strategy on it. I'll explain it in a bit, but essentially the game is considered like more puzzly because you don't get to like choose a lot of plants, which is the main reason why a lot of people don't like this game, is because you cannot really choose a lot of the plants, which is like one of the biggest gameplay changes from compared to previous games. But I don't think that's really a bad change, because I know they do this by design, because since the plants and the zombies they introduced on this game are stuff that you already see in the previous games. Like for example, like all the cone heads, like all the plants and zombies here are basically the same. There are a few new zombies here, like the seagull zombie, and no, the pigeon feeder zombie. Sorry, I forgot the name. And for the plants, it's the bamboo shoot. But I don't think those are really significant. Like if you put like the interesting thing about Plants vs Zombies 3 is if you put these new zombies in Plants vs Zombies 2, these zombies will be forgotten because of how easy they are to be dealt with. But in Plants vs Zombies 3, because you don't get to choose your own plants, sometimes you play levels where you cannot use the counter for that zombies. Like for example, the pigeon feeder zombie, as you can see on screen right now, I'm just gonna let him live for like a few seconds. But like the main mechanic for this guy is that he summons pigeons, which is really annoying if you don't have any like bong choy or any lightning reed. And if this was like Plants vs Zombies 2, he would be like he would be like dealt with immediately with like lightning reed or like any kind of splash card. But since you cannot choose your plans here, which is again part of the game design, you kind of need to find a way to think and how you can deal with the zombie without the proper counters. And that's why this is like a bit of a puzzle game, because you need to solve how to beat this level, as well as but it's still like a tower defense game and strategy. Tower game and strategy, and I guess I just need to like kill off this pigeons, and and the level's on ending. Yeah, the level's already ending. Speaking of levels that already end, another reason why this game is this level 72 is going to be a hard level. Okay, let's try that out. But the reason why this game is also considered like a puzzle, I guess, is because this game is much more fast-paced compared to the previous previous installments. Like usually in Plants vs Zombies, like you cannot play Plants vs Zombies 3 the same way you play PvZ 1 and PvZ 2. Because I guarantee if you try to do that, then half of the time you're going to lose in PvZ 3, because everything just goes so much faster in here. The first 30 seconds is gonna be like the first wave already, and you don't get to finish your defense. Like the reason why you cannot play this the same way as PvZ 1 and PvZ 2 is because like your defenses are almost never going to be ready before a lot of the swarms come in, like a lot of zombies. So you do have to strategize which one you want, how to prioritize the things, the plans you put. and like the whole placement thing really matters more compared to previous games, which I think it's a nice and interesting change. The difficulty here is very nice, honestly, but it's because like it's kind of challenging in a way I've never played Plants vs Zombies game before. Since it's like very fast paced. It gives like a whole different feel. The game it gives the game a whole different feel compared to like the previous franchises. The reason why the previous betas for Plants vs Zombies 3 kind of sucked for a lot of people was because of how easy the game was. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, if you see like the previous like betas, like it's not even like that challenging. I'm gonna be honest. And a lot of people also say that they don't like this game because of how easy it is. And if someone say that to you, that like this game is easy, chances are they haven't not played this game, because this game is really challenging. Another reason, and speaking of like challenging, right? That's the way they try to make you spend money in this game, is to use the power-ups on the left and on the right. I'm sorry, on the right, because since the plants are like locked and loaded, as they say, they have to find a way to make the game hard, but also but so to the point that you need to feel like you spend money. Of course, it's like PopCap and EA. Just doing their stuff here, you know. But the way they handle it, it's definitely more interesting, because it's not like microtransactions from like, you know, Plants vs Zombies 2, which I think a lot of people agreed that kind of sucked, you know. And also the leveling system in Plants vs Zombies 2 kind of broke the game itself. So yeah, it's not really that so the way they change up the way they try to make you spend money in this game is definitely interesting, because here's the thing, right? Since a lot of these levels are very difficult, they like to give you like free power-ups so you can use in levels that you're struggling. But at the same time, once you use like power-ups on levels, like I'm trying to play games without power-ups. I'm trying to see how far I can go without power-ups. But so far, some levels I played are extremely difficult without any kind of help. Like, for example, level 66 is kind of impossible because they give you like the pigeon feeder zombie, but the only weapon they give you is like freaking cabbage pult. Which is not ideal, because as you can see here, cabbage pult can attack like the pigeons from the top, but at the same time, the pigeon zombie feeder like kind of like attacks the zombies like every 2 seconds. So it gets like super annoying very quick on level 66, because like in that level it's almost impossible to play that level without any power-ups. I did manage to beat it because I did like fail on that level a few times, but however, the pigeons up there, I need to like deal with them, because like otherwise they will die. I will die, but hopefully it's fine. There we go. Level 72 complete. The power-ups this game gives you is very interesting, because they like to give you a lot of actually, this is a new zombie. I've never seen this one. Bowling zombie can attack plants from far range. Oh, that's kind of interesting, actually. Okay. This is actually the second new zombie introduced in this game, and I'm level like 73, so yeah, so this game doesn't really focus a lot on the whole new zombies and new plant system. And I guess it's because they try to approach this game differently. Like the way they make the difficulty hard here is by stuff like limiting your plants, limiting the way you can plant things, and it also like the spamming the zombies, like the very fast paced gameplay. And it's a really nice change of pace. It makes like every single level you need to play the game in a different way while using the same plants and fighting against the same zombies over and over, because it's a different kind of difficulty and way to play the game compared to previous entries of the game of Plants vs Zombies, where each new level, oh, you're introduced to this new plant, and this plant can do this new thing. And then there's this zombie where this zombie can do this new thing, and this plant can counter this zombie, and you know, like this game tackles a whole like difficulty thing much more differently here, which is kind of interesting. And that's the appeal of this game, but I do understand that the whole not using the old system of, you know, plants, new zombies thing is the main problem about this game for a lot of people. And I do get that, you know, frustration and differences. And to be honest, right now it's fun. It's a nice change of pace, but it's a nice change of pace, but I don't know how good this will be in the long run, so I guess we'll have to see it later, especially in a way that they make walnuts actually useful for once. Like, I don't think anyone really used the walnuts in the previous games before this one, so props to this game as well. But of course, the game, but even though this game is like good as a game, right? I think it's kind of fun if you like quick time Plants vs Zombies gameplay. I can see you might have some fun with this one, and if you're like experienced on the game itself, I can see you like enjoying this game because purely for the challenge. But there are some levels that you can't really play, as in like you can't really some levels just are very hard to beat without power-ups, because again, that's how they try to make you play the game. I'm actually going to explore the map here a bit, because this is one thing that I think that a lot of people agree with me here, but I don't really like the gardenscapes feature here. I mean, it's not like the worst thing in the world, but it doesn't feel connected in Plants vs Zombies at all. Like, for example, here, the whole Plants vs Zombies gameplay is extremely disconnected with the whole like story in the background here. It doesn't feel like you matter at all. Like the whole taco ticket thing here, right? Like, it doesn't really reward you anything other than like rewards that you can use for infinite lives and stuff. I really wish they worked on like the overworld stuff more than just gardenscape stuff, because the game could have been much more than just playing around, you know. Now you could argue that not having a lot of gameplay other than the main game is similar to Plants vs Zombies 1, but keep in mind this is Plants vs Zombies 3 should be like, they should try to make it like at least something more than them, you know. But yeah, anyway, I think the last level I talked about how I don't really use power-ups that much, and the reason why I don't use a lot of power-ups is because I don't want to get used to them, and I'm also trying to do a wrong without power-ups. See, the power-ups, like once you use the power-ups, right, you feel like you kind of give up. And it not only giving up, it feels like you're skipping an arc, like a skill arc, because since this game is like a progression game, right? Of course, the future levels are going to be much harder than the levels you're playing. It's not always that way, but you get what I mean, right? But my point is, like, once you skip a learning arc in previous levels, it's more likely that you want to skip future levels that you cannot beat, because you don't learn that skill curve, and instead you use like an instant win plan, like an instant power up plan, you know, because you kind of like skip the whole learning area and decided to use a permanent solution. And once you do that, the cycle repeats until you run out of power ups. And of course, once that happens, the game wants to sell you those power ups for money. So yeah, it's definitely, if you're like a casual player and you're not too advanced at Plants vs Zombies or like strategy games in general, it's most likely you're gonna have you're gonna struggle with this game quite a lot. But like, some of the levels are labeled hard, but to be honest, like some levels that don't even have a hard remark are much harder than the labels that are labeled not hard. They're like some of the non-hard levels are harder than the levels are than the levels that are rated hard. Why am I so hard at speaking? Maybe it's because of the top lane here. I do need to deal with them both. I do have to like dig up my sunflower there though. Not like I have a choice anyway. But yeah, this is I get the appeal for this kind of gameplay for Plants vs Zombies 3. I know why people are kind of disappointed with like the whole gameplay being kind of locked like this, is because they don't have a lot of variety. But honestly, it's a nice change of pace, you know? Usually when I play Plants vs Zombies 2 and Plants vs Zombies 1, I play with like the same plants almost every time, which you know does kind of like it's like the same play style over and over, and you cannot really do that in Plants vs Zombies 3, where every game, every like level, you do need to improvise a bit and try to think how you can beat these zombies with the plants they try to give you. And I really like that aspect, because I really like trying to find out ways in real time and fast paced, you know. Although I will agree some levels are almost freaking impossible without power-ups, so they definitely should help with that, should deal with that. But so far I'm doing fine, to be honest. I'm just gonna pull like all these walnuts here for good measure, and sunflower there, why not? Not like it matters anyway though, because like there's no threats over there. Hopefully it should be fine. I'm on the last wave anyway. But yeah, in terms of gameplay itself, in terms of like how this is a mobile game, this game is actually quite fun and entertaining. But there's a pigeon zombie there. I need to like get him off the hook real quick, because otherwise when he summons the pigeons, it's gonna be real bad, because my bamboo only shoots like one plant at a time. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of these walnuts instead. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's fine. To put them back just in case. But yeah, that's Plants vs Zombies 3. Do I think it's a good game? I mean, it's good as in it's fun, but they definitely need to improve it a lot, especially on the whole Gardenscapes area, because I do feel like they could have spent that like gameplay on something else, at least something related to Plants vs Zombies 3. Because at the very least, I wish the story like kind of is related to the game, you know? Like they could have made the game, like the story like progress with the game itself, but no, it's kind of disconnected, which is kind of disappointing. It definitely needs a lot more improvements, and hopefully, hopefully they would improve this in like the global release.